29 attorneys general urging Congress to pass the Youth Substance Use Prevention and Awareness Act. It's a proposed federal bill aimed at combating early drug use among youth through targeted public education and outreach initiatives. It's bipartisan, by the way, seeks to amend the Omnibus Crime Control and Safe Streets Act of 1968 to provide consistent federal funding for evidence-based public service announcements and also youth-led campaigns and other outreach methods designed to prevent substance abuse.
Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday is here. AG, good to see you. Can you simplify this for the viewers that are watching? What is this exactly?
Sure. Very simply, I mean, I can tell you right now as a prosecutor, some of the worst, most horrible discussions I've ever had to have are with parents watching their children slip away into the web of addiction. And what this does is it creates a dynamic where we can have children actually work together to create public service announcements. Because what I have learned over all these years is that when you have what we call a credible messenger, it really helps us educate people. The goal here is to keep children from turning to drugs in the first place. The best way to save lives, the best way to make our community safer is to prevent it. And that's essentially what this does.
That sounds wonderful, by the way, because too many American families are impacted by this. And you're right. When you hear from your fellow peers, maybe it is a bit more influential, right? If it's really not cool to use it and no one else is, you don't want to be the only one. I also think those personal stories really tend to make a difference there. When you hear from parents who've lost children, it's just so moving. Let's dive into some of the details of the bill. The act would fund a range of efforts to better reach young people with timely, credible, and accessible information, including culturally relevant PSAs tailored specifically to young folks, and also those youth-led PSA contests to drive peer-to-peer engagement and creativity. Some federal grants also to reach out across TV, radio, social media, streaming platforms, and other media outlets. Annual reporting requirements to measure the reach and effectiveness, ensuring transparency and accountability. AG, it's got bipartisan support, so this seems to be pretty popular. What does that mean to you, the fact that this really is not political?
Well, what it means to me is this is one of those issues, along with others that pertain to public safety, that shouldn't be political in any way, shape, or form. When you talk about protecting families and protecting children, I mean, this is really a human issue. And as a career prosecutor, I mean, that's how I've always viewed my job. And so to that point, you know, when we talk about overdoses and death, we have to remember that there are so many people that are in the throes of addiction that haven't died, whose families have been ripped apart. And I firmly believe that one of the most impactful ways that we can make our community safer is by doing everything we can to support children. We have to support children. We have to empower them to control their lives and put them in a position where they can help each other. I mean, I'm sure you have experienced this. Peer pressure is one of the most powerful forces in the world. And to empower children to take these leadership positions, I think, is an amazing thing.
We look through generations and peer pressure on drug use or alcohol abuse, and it does vary generation by generation based on what you face. Which drug are you seeing the most that this generation, when we talk about youth specifically, that they're seeing? Is it fentanyl? Is it others?
It's fentanyl. And when I was a kid, if you made a mistake, you might not feel well for a day or two.
Right.
In today's world, a mistake from a child could equal death. And that's not hyperbole. That is an absolute fact because of the strength of fentanyl that's finding its way into everything. I mean, that is the stakes are so high in today's world that we can't leave any tool put away. We have to do everything we can. And this is one of those tools that we can utilize to help prevent this in the first place.
When you think about where all federal funding is allocated to, this seems like a very, very worthwhile cause. We'll keep an eye on this legislation. That is Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday. Thank you so much, AG. We appreciate it.